The NFL rarely offers moments where legacy, pressure, and uncertainty collide at the same time. But this week, all three have converged in Pittsburgh. A division rivalry, a playoff decider, and the quiet possibility that one of the most influential quarterbacks in league history could be stepping onto the field for the final time. Aaron Rodgers has played football for more than 2 decades, 21 seasons of precision throws, controversial opinions, MVP trophies, playoff heartbreak, and relentless competitiveness. Now, as the Steelers prepare to face the Ravens in a game that will decide the AFC North, the conversation has shifted beyond strategy and matchups. It has become about endings, or at least the possibility of one. Mike Tomlin is not entertaining that idea publicly. When asked whether this game could be Rodgers' final appearance in the NFL, Tomlin did not take the bait. He did not speculate. He did not reflect. He did not speak about legacy. Instead, he shut the door firmly and redirected the focus back to preparation, urgency, and winning. For Tomlin, the story is not about what might end. It is about what still must be earned. That response was not accidental. Tomlin has built his career on controlling narratives inside his locker room. He understands how distractions can fracture focus, especially in rivalry games where emotion already runs high. By refusing to speculate on Rodgers' retirement, he sends a clear message to the team. This is not a farewell tour. This is not a ceremony. This is business. But outside that locker room, the speculation refuses to fade. Rodgers himself has fueled it. Earlier in the season, Rodgers acknowledged that retirement is very much on his mind. After signing a 1-year deal with Pittsburgh, he openly admitted that this season could be his last. He spoke about the toll of playing for so long, about the desire for privacy, about the reality that football does not last forever. Unlike previous years where his future was clouded in ambiguity, this time the hints felt more deliberate, more final. That context is impossible to ignore now. If the Steelers lose to Baltimore, their season ends. No playoffs, no second chance, no extended run. And if Rodgers follows through on his stated plans, that loss would also end a career that began in the early 2000s and helped define modern quarterback play. That is why this game feels different. The Ravens are not just another opponent. They are the Steelers' most bitter rival. Every snap carries history. Every hit echoes decades of physical battles. Every possession feels like a statement. When these teams meet, records rarely matter. Emotion always does. Now add the weight of a potential career finale, and the stakes rise even higher. For Rodgers, this is not about chasing numbers. His resume is already complete. Multiple MVP awards, a Super Bowl ring, Hall of Fame certainty. This is about control, about choosing how the story ends rather than letting it slip away quietly. Yet, control is never guaranteed in football. The Steelers need a win to clinch the division. That alone would be enough to demand maximum focus. But the emotional stakes are layered. Teammates know what Rodgers represents. Younger players see a veteran who has endured pressure at the highest level. Coaches understand the significance of guiding a legend through a moment like this without letting the moment overwhelm the mission. Tomlin's approach reflects that balance. He has praised Rodgers' leadership repeatedly. He has highlighted the way Rodgers prepares, communicates, and elevates those around him. At the same time, he has been careful not to place the spotlight too firmly on one individual. In Tomlin's system, no one is bigger than the standard. That philosophy has carried the Steelers through countless high-pressure moments over the years. It is why Tomlin has never endured a losing season. It is why his teams are often at their best when expectations are highest. But even Tomlin knows this situation is unique. Rodgers' arrival in Pittsburgh was not supposed to look like this. The season began with uncertainty, new system, new teammates, high scrutiny, early struggles, questions about whether the experiment would work. At times, it looked like the critics might be right. Then something shifted. Rodgers steadied the offense. The turnovers dropped, the rhythm improved, the team began to win close games. The defense leaned into its identity. Slowly, the Steelers climbed back into contention. Not dominantly, not comfortably, but decisively. Now, one game stands between them and a division title. That is where legacy meets reality. Rodgers has always thrived in moments like this. He has never shied away from pressure. He has never softened his personality to fit expectations. That stubbornness has been both his strength and his downfall throughout his career. It made him great. It also made him polarizing. But it also makes him dangerous in games where everything is on the line. The Ravens know that. They know Rodgers' experience. They know his ability to read defenses before the snap. They know he can still deliver in tight windows when the margin for error disappears. They also know that if this truly is his final run, desperation can sharpen performance just as easily as it can unravel it. That tension defines this matchup. If the Steelers win, the conversation changes instantly. Rodgers' career does not end in a rivalry loss. It continues into the playoffs. The speculation pauses. The narrative resets. What looked like a possible farewell becomes a resurgence. If they lose, the silence afterward will be louder than any post-game quote. Rodgers will not rush into an announcement. He never does. He will take time, he will reflect, he will choose his words carefully, but the reality will be unavoidable. There may not be another opportunity, another snap, another chance to walk off the field on his own terms. That is why Tomlin is pushing the emotion aside now. He understands that sentimentality does not win football games. Preparation does, execution does, discipline does. The Steelers cannot afford to play a goodbye game. They must play a survival game. Inside the locker room, that message resonates. Players know what is at stake. They know what they are playing for. A division title, a playoff run, a chance to prove that this season was not a gamble, but a statement. Rodgers is part of that story, but not the entire story. That is exactly how Tomlin wants it. Yet outside the stadium, fans and analysts continue to wonder. What if this is it? What if the Ravens are the final opponent? What if the last throw comes under pressure? What if the final drive ends short of the goal line? What if one of the greatest careers of the modern era ends not with celebration, but with unfinished business? That possibility hangs over this game, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. And Rodgers feels it too. He may not say it, he may deflect it, but players always know when the stakes are this personal. They know when time is running out. They know when a chapter is closing. Sometimes that knowledge fuels greatness. Sometimes it exposes vulnerability. Sunday night will reveal which one shows up. Mike Tomlin will stand on the sideline, focused and expressionless as always. He will call plays, make adjustments, push his team forward. He will not look toward the future. He will not think about endings. That can wait. Aaron Rodgers will step onto the field with everything he has left. Not for nostalgia, not for headlines, but for control. For one more chance to decide how this story continues. Because in the NFL, careers do not end with speeches. They end with games like this. High stakes, no safety net, no guarantees.